The impact started in 1985.
I never would have been able to afford to have a house if it weren't for Habitat.
Thanks to amazing supporters like you, the impact grows with every home, every family, every child. But the need is immense, and we must do more. Can we go from growing to multiplying the impact of Habitat on our community? Tonight, the plan to get us there.
Thank you all for joining us so much. This is really a historic night for us as we kick off our next 4-year strategic plan, and you join us in our mission to eliminate poverty housing and make decent, affordable shelter for all people a matter of conscience. We're really honored that you joined us this evening. You know, Lily raised 3 daughters in that first Twin Cities Habitat home. And like Lily, every mother needs to know that her children have a safe place to call home. And like Lily, we all deserve to be able to take care of ourselves and to build our own future. Affordable home ownership is a game-changing opportunity for families. We see new memories made in Habitat homes and kids playing, learning, and dreaming big. We see moms and dads who stretch and go back to school and get better jobs. And we see families becoming healthier and more independent. And we see families who feel safer and have more time to be together. And with your help, we're going to create many more Habitat homeownership opportunities here in the Twin Cities, and not just a few more, but a lot more. And it's really the #1 goal of our new strategic plan, Impact 2020. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about all those details in a few minutes, but first, we would love to have you see an overview of all the ways Habitat is going to increase our mission impact over the next 4 years. So please join me in welcoming the co-chairs of our Strategic Planning Committee, Hoyt Shaw and Lori Walker.
Good evening. Every innovation is born from need. And innovating is nothing new to Twin Cities Habitat.
In 1998, Twin Cities Habitat partnered with Valspar to create A Brush with Kindness. This paint and repair program became the model for hundreds of Habitat affiliates nationwide. And thanks to this innovation, thousands of low-income homeowner partners can continue to sleep, eat, and live in their own healthy and safe homes.
Over the next 4 years, Twin Cities Habitat will partner with 320 homeowners on paint and repair projects. We do this because every act of kindness matters for families forced to choose between home maintenance and basic necessities like food, utilities, and medicine. These are single parents like Michelle, veterans like Sergeant Neal, and seniors like the Shingledeckers.
As Minnesota's population ages, we face an explosive challenge in safely and lovingly housing our parents and grandparents in healthy homes that fit their needs. That's why Twin Cities Habitat is moving to innovate and research and develop an age-in-place program that we hope will once again be a model for the nation.
It's hard to pick up when you get a certain age. I have lived in this home for 50 years. Very happily, and would not like to live anywhere else. And due to Habitats, so far I've been able to exist in this home.
A Brush with Kindness has a lot of experience working with low-income older homeowners. We know that the need is only going to get dramatically worse. Assisted living is very expensive, and most people want to stay in their home as long as possible. We're going to explore how Habitat can partner so that we can help more people age in place.
Good evening. Owning your own home is an American dream and a path to a greater opportunity, but so many families of color in our community, this dream remains unattainable.
The Twin Cities suffers from one of the widest racial home ownership gaps in the nation. 3 out of 4 white households in the Twin Cities own their own home. For Black households, it's only 1 in 4.
Closing this home ownership opportunity gap is the goal of Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity. where 9 out of 10 home buyers are families of color. But even with dramatic growth in Habitat homeownership, we cannot eliminate the gap alone.
Everyone is needed to close the gap. And enter the Habitat Housing Heroes. These advocacy volunteers bring the message to lawmakers that investments in housing benefits all of us. Habitat's goal is to inspire the housing heroes to carry out 10,000 advocacy actions over the next 4 years.
And you can be a housing hero too by grabbing, let me get my prop, an advocacy action card in the lobby after the program. Your voice will and can make a difference.
Tonight, I'd like to recognize one housing hero, Representative Alice Hausman, who's been leading the way at the Capitol and doing everything she can to rally support for housing. Although Representative Hausman was unable to join us, we thank her for being a champion for low-income Minnesotans in need of affordable housing. Let's help her get it done.
One housing hero, who happens to be my boss, has a special message for you now.
Helping Minnesota families afford homes is a smart investment that benefits our whole state. Thank you, Habitat for Humanity Housing Heroes, for making this message heard. Your work, letters, calls, and actions open eyes and strengthen Minnesota families from one generation to the next. As you look to grow your impact, I encourage you to stay engaged, continue raising your voice, and demand that we work to close Minnesota's homeownership gap. Big problems like this require big leadership. We must do better. By supporting Habitat for Humanity, you are showing your commitment to that goal. Thank you, Habitat Housing Heroes.
We interrupt this strategic plan launch for an important word from one of our mission sponsors.
I can't believe it! Habitat Restore had everything I needed. Kitchen cabinets, appliances, furniture, tile, tools, hardware, lighting, plumbing, building materials, and a whole bunch more. I could have remodeled my entire house. Wait, I did remodel my entire house with goodies from my local Restore. And there's more. The money they make selling cool stuff at great prices goes to help Habitat build more homes. Last year, Restore helped 5 families buy Habitat homes with affordable mortgages. I love Restore. You gotta check it out for yourself. They're at 510 County Road D in New Brighton, 1 block west of 35W. But I'm not done yet. Everyone loves Restore so much they're opening a second Restore in South Minneapolis at 2700 Minnehaha Avenue, just 3 blocks north of Lake Street. A second Restore at 2700 Minnehaha Avenue, 3 blocks north of Lake Street? I can't wait! I know. Why don't you meet me at Restore right now? What are you waiting for? Shopping at Restore when you're not totally prepared for great savings on new and gently used items for your home can cause serious giddiness, skipping, and dancing for joy. Donating to Restore causes feelings of euphoria and ecstasy, triggered by thoughts of how much good your donation is doing. Get to the Restore as fast as you can to discover just what you need today. Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity Restore. Shop, donate, volunteer.
The Twin Cities is often listed as one of the top places in the nation to live, with home ownership 8% above the national average and ATC scores 10 years running at the top of the nation's list. But this is no Lake Wobegon. Unfortunately, we're challenged with deep disparities in education, employment, and housing. And while the media, rightly so, has put a spotlight on these challenges, they often miss the groundswell of change that is underway.
I actually purchased a Habitat home in North Minneapolis in the Frogtown neighborhood 2 years ago. And in my neighborhood, you never hear good things on the news. You know, good things like communities rallying together around how to make the school better, or good things like parents working very hard to make sure that their kids have a bright future, or how good things that Habitat community partners through the neighborhood revitalization program.
It always is cool to be on a construction site, but there's nothing better than having a hammer or a paintbrush in hand and helping build, rehab, or repair homes that are part of a Habitat build. And what really energizes me is being part of Habitat's larger revitalization effort that are happening right here in Minneapolis in the Jordan neighborhood and in St. Paul and Frogtown.
Habitat has built relationships with the Jordan and Frogtown residents, and they listen to what the communities need and their needs. Habitat assesses what roles it can play in strengthening these neighborhoods.
Revitalization doesn't come from outsiders with a one-size-fits-all approach. It has to come from the inside in deep partnerships rooted in neighborhoods and focused on improving everyone's quality of life.
Neighborhood revitalization in Jordan and Frogtown means cleaning up alleys, installing safety lights, organizing community events. It means habitat in my neighborhood. It means good things, and it's a great way to write even more positive stories and great things about neighborhoods.
We're investing in the futures of the people who are here now. What's working is a shift from working in a neighborhood to working with a neighborhood. They're the experts on what they want to see happen in their community. So it was from listening to that, those kind of felt needs of the neighbors, where we're really hitting a comprehensive improvement to the neighborhoods.
Habitat Neighborhood Revitalization Program actually means to me changing the face of a community block by block in collaboration with the neighbors that live on that block as well as other community partners. They have not only built homes, but they have also rehabbed homes in that particular area. We do believe that the neighborhood is safer. We believe that residents like to live in that area. We have partnered together to make this a viable, livable community where we can all live, work, and play.
So we all know how Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity works in the neighborhoods, but our mission is truly global. We really believe that every human deserves decent shelter wherever they may live. In so many ways, we're blessed here in Minnesota, and we accept a responsibility to help those less fortunate and living in the poorest places on earth. Each year, Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity gives money and time to Habitat affiliates in Ethiopia, Haiti, Costa Rica. Every dollar goes an awful long way in these partner countries. These dollars build homes, they improve sanitation, and they provide access to clean water, all very important to lifting others up. But in the next 4 years, we want to do even more. Going forward, we plan to increase our commitment to our global mission by 25% through partnerships with Minnesota's global businesses and generous supporters like you. Recently, I joined others from the Twin Cities, and we built homes in Ethiopia on a Twin Cities Habitat Global Village build. It was a very powerful experience. It gave me a renewed perspective on my place in the world, my responsibility to the global community. I hope this will also connect with you.
The supporters and the volunteers who have come here, long way from United States, we would like to thank you very much for your support and especially for your presence here, physically helping us.
Because you support Habitat for Humanity, you understand the huge impact shelter has for everyone on Earth. It's wonderful that Twin Cities Habitat is increasing its support of our global mission during the coming years. I encourage you to be a part of a global village trip to build with Twin Cities Habitat in Costa Rica or Ethiopia. When you work alongside a future Habitat homeowner or help provide a community with clean water and sanitation, you help families build strength, stability, and self-reliance. It's an experience you'll never forget. On behalf of all people you empower through Habitat for Humanity around the world, thank you, and God bless.
Thrivent encourages people to live generously, and Habitat encourages people to put their faith into action. It's a natural match and has a profound effect on both Thrivent members and on partner families who are purchasing Habitat homes. Consider Kenesha's family. Her daughter, Kalila, was born with spina bifida and wasn't supposed to survive. She needed surgery after surgery. The family struggled in a rented home with lots of stairs. Thrivent members stepped up and worked alongside Kenesha to build a simple, accessible home in Fridley. You want to see what a life-changing moment looks like? This is the moment that Kenesha signed her affordable Habitat mortgage.
Okay, all right. That's it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Looking back on it all, it's just like the overall experience of it. It was just overwhelming. It was amazing.
Every Habitat moment like that strengthens my faith in humanity. And I felt that same strengthening faith as we built with homeowners at our first senior pastors built last fall. And I'm committed to make that an annual event so that more people can live out their faith and have a positive impact on our community. But this mission is going to take all of us. So right now, we need Sue back on the stage to inspire us with how Twin Cities Habitat will dramatically increase the magic habitat moments like that in years ahead.
Partners like Thrivent just don't come along every day. Thrivent is the #1 all-time sponsor of Habitat homes in the Twin Cities and also the single biggest funder of Habitat's work worldwide. Isn't that cool? This business right here in our community. Well, the Habitat model is really simple. Every family is prepared for home ownership. Every family has an affordable mortgage. It works for Kenesha, whose keys opened a healthier life for her daughter. It works for Delilah, who's having such positive impact in her neighborhood in North Minneapolis. And it worked for Lily, who's selling her home back to Habitat after 30 years so another family can have that same opportunity. And the Habitat model worked for more than 1,000 Twin Cities families. Don't just take my word for it. Wilder Research surveyed our families, and they told us how owning a Habitat home changed their life. Some of those survey results are in your program, so I hope you'll take a look at it, but the one result that really thrills me the most is this one. 92% of our home buyers say at least one adult family member has either completed school, returned to school, or is planning to return to school after buying their Habitat home. Now that is life-changing. One of those adults who's returned to college and finished a 4-year degree is Janita. And here's proof that this is a multi-generational impact. This is her daughter, Shauna. Shauna is working on her own college degree on a full-ride academic scholarship. She's one of 5 kids raised by Juanita and Jack. And Juanita beautifully sums up what buying their Habitat home in 1995 meant for their family.
You're chosen and you have a home. It's kind of like these doors open up. I get emotional because it really does guarantee you that opportunity that you have a place to call home and you have a place for your babies that's safe.
She does this every time. But it's all true. It's all true.
I can't imagine life without Habitat for Humanity because of what it's done for us.
Yeah.
So we could never repay you guys enough. It's different paying a mortgage than repaying back an opportunity of a lifetime.
Families deserve that, the opportunity of a lifetime. But that opportunity is getting harder to reach for so many families as housing costs rise and low-income wages just really remain flat. Right now, there are more than 2,000 families on Habitat's homebuyer waiting list, and every single one of them is hoping and praying for their chance to partner with us. And it's really this immense need that is a catalyst for the innovation in our new plan. So tonight, we are announcing the creation of Habitat's first ever Home Loan Impact Fund. And this is a fund in partnership with community-focused banks and lenders to create hundreds of affordable Habitat mortgages. It'll mean more choices for families who can either buy a home built or rehabbed by Habitat volunteers or buy a home on the open market and partner with Habitat on the needed repair work and an affordable mortgage. Every family will contribute sweat equity. Every family will contribute and complete financial coaching. Every family will attend homeowner training classes. And every family will have an affordable mortgage. So how big of an impact are we talking? It took us almost 30 years for Twin Cities Habitat to reach 1,000 families. And with your partnership, we're going to more than double the size of our homeownership program and partner with up to 500 families in just the next 4 years. This graph really fills my heart with joy, and I hope it fills your heart with joy too. This only happens with bold partners, and I'm pleased to announce that Sunrise Banks will be the first participant in our Home Loan Impact Fund. And the Minnesota Housing Finance Agency, a longtime Habitat partner, is also exploring how it can be involved as well. Both are deeply committed to community, to affordable home ownership. And I'd like to invite each of their leaders to come on up right now.
Thank you, Sue. Mary, it's great to be on stage with you, and thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Sunrise Banks is honored to be a partner with Twin Cities Habitat. Our values alignment as social enterprises and our commitment to empower the people in our community is a shared passion. Stable, affordable home ownership is what motivates us both. Right now, roughly 1/3 of Twin Cities families are spending more than what they can afford for housing. This forces families to make tough spending choices around healthy food, medications, transportation, and saving for a future just to keep a roof over their head. Habitat fixes this math by capping monthly housing payments below 30% of a family's household income. It's a formula for strong families and stable neighborhoods. Sunrise Banks, in partnership with Habitat's new Home Loan Impact Fund, and the new Home Loan Impact Fund puts Habitat on path to more than double its home buyers per year. This means families can plan and build a brighter future for themselves with affordable housing payments. In addition to the roughly 9 out of 10 Habitat home buyers who are buyers of color, so by supporting Habitat's growth, Sunrise Banks will also help move the needle on race-based disparities in home ownership in the Twin Cities. Sunrise Banks is committed at all levels to our partnership with Habitat. This summer, we will be the first community bank to ever fully sponsor and build a Twin Cities Habitat home. Next month, our employees will be pounding nails and raising walls. Then Sunrise will help finance those affordable mortgages for those home buyers through the Home Loan Impact Fund. So for Sunrise, this is awesome. And for Habitat, it is awesome. Sunrise is committed to seeking innovative ways to create positive social impact, and we are proud to be the first partner in Habitat's Home Loan Impact Fund. But there are others needed. The Twin Cities housing challenge is just too great, and the stakes are too high for us for this to be a community-wide effort. This innovative approach to combine philanthropy and the power of banks to fix our housing math will not only benefit families here in the Twin Cities, but could build a model for dramatic growth for Habitat affiliates across the country. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. At Minnesota Housing, we know that for every family, housing is the foundation for success. We see it across our state agencies and our city agencies, the impact in education, health, economic stability. And the returns on our investment for investing in stable housing grow greater every year for our entire state. Our vision at Minnesota Housing is for all Minnesotans to live in a safe, stable home they can afford in a community of their choice. That's why we partner with Twin Cities Habitat, because they share that vision. And they, as we, are working to empower families and close the Twin Cities' alarming racial homeownership gap. Right now, the housing market just doesn't work very well for low-income Minnesotans. Access to opportunity and choice are luxuries that few of these families have. Every family who's paying more than they can afford for housing is trapped in a paycheck-to-paycheck existence and constantly fears the smallest financial setback. What if their car breaks down? What if somebody can't go to work because they're sick? For too many families like that, an incident like that could force a child to change schools because they've lost their housing. Unfortunately, stability is another luxury low-income families rarely enjoy. But Habitat creates that stability and long-term success. There's a magic in Habitat's work. It's built by thousands of volunteers, thousands of financial donors, hundreds of partner families, all working together in partnership towards that greater mission. Minnesota Housing has been a partner with Habitat's mission for a long time. But both of our organizations see the immense need that's growing in our community. And it's out of that need that Habitat's new Home Loan Impact Fund has been created. Minnesota Housing recognizes that it's this type of innovation that is needed to create more homeownership opportunities for Minnesota families. We look forward to exploring how we can partner with Habitat to make this innovation a reality. And now I'm going to turn it back to Sue.
Well, thank you so much. There's so much talk in our community about closing opportunity gaps. And if you're like me, I'm sure some of you are thinking, what should I do? I hear the painful facts, I hear these stories, but what should I do? Well, if you want to do something about the homeownership gap, remember this: 9 out of 10 Twin Cities Habitat home buyers are families of color. And in that applicant pool of 2,000 families, that means 9 out of 10 of those families are families of color. So commit yourself. Help us multiply the number of Habitat home ownership opportunities, and you will be multiplying your personal impact on our entire community. Getting this done is going to take every one of us donating, volunteering, advocating. And so let's start now by spreading the word. This is a post up here on our Habitat Facebook page. You can post that, you can share that, tell your friends that you've been here tonight and you've learned something about what you can do. Be an inspiration. And we know that Facebook is only going to take us so far, but it is a start. And we're certainly going to need your ongoing support in the years ahead, because Habitat for Humanity really does take everyone. Invite everyone back up on stage who joined us tonight so we can give them a big round of applause, not only for being with us tonight, but for their partnership. So these are some great leaders in our community, and I am so grateful for them. Thank you very, very much. So, it does all begin with you, and I am so looking forward to working with you on our new plan in the years ahead, because with you, everything is possible. Simply everything is possible for those families on our waiting list. And think about the exponential growth as we begin to serve so many more families. And look at this wonderful montage that begins with some of the families that we have served in the past 30 years, and just imagine what this can look like if we could add all of these families in the next 4 years. Well, thank you so much. This is just the beginning of a lot of conversation, so let's adjourn to the lobby and continue the conversation and enjoy some refreshments. Thank you for supporting our work at Habitat for Humanity.